Okay, everyone in the chat, just let me know if you can hear me. And then I'm just going to test it myself. And also, welcome to the podcast. Today's going to be Build Refresh. I'm going to introduce all of our speakers in a second. And I'm just testing the audio, so that's why you're hearing a loop. And hopefully you're all feeling good. My name is Salman KC. We're going to get started in a second. Hopefully you can get a confirmation in the chat if you can hear me. Let's see if I can hear myself. Right. Okay, everyone in the chat, sounds good. Sounds good. Welcome to the podcast. Today's going to be Build Refresh. Where is it playing? I hear it playing somewhere. Okay, that's good. Awesome. Okay. Hi everyone. How are you all doing today?
Hello.
Hi,
We are now
I'm doing
live.
awesome.
So,
Amazing.
yeah, so today we're doing a build refresh, reflecting on what happened at Microsoft Build. We have some amazing speakers from Microsoft Build here today, and we also have people who are watching, people who have attended Build, and I'm moving around on screen. But yeah, today is going to be awesome. I hope you all enjoy today's episode. You'll get to hear their perspectives, potentially, how they all prepared for their talks behind the scenes, in terms of how they felt themselves, and yeah, everything's we're respecting the privacy of Build as well. So yeah, it's an amazing event. So I'm going to introduce speakers one by one, I guess. So first we have Ankita over here. So hi, Ankita.
Hi, everybody. This is me, Ankita, and I'm so excited for this talk.
So Ankita, would you like to talk about just a bit about what you spoke about at Build?
Yes, so I'm going to tell you about my build session. It was, I had a talk about make code in Minecraft using Python. So as you know that we can make our own games in Minecraft. So we used an application called Make Good. It's Microsoft's application, and it was simple enough for all the kids. Like it was an introductory session to Python, as how can you? I talked about the flower trail using Python. You can make it, and about the billboard and how you can chat. Instead of writing in the text board, and many people liked it. It was a really nice session for me, and it was a really amazing experience to be part of Build, and so thankful to all the people who gave me this opportunity. And it was a really nice session, and people who joined my session liked it a lot, and I liked it too. So this was all about I spoke.
Yeah, it was amazing. I also did make code with Minecraft. Me and Ankita, we practiced a lot, and yeah, it was really fun. In terms of our preparation, we literally had like 5 calls ourselves before even like it was amazing, because the team spirit was always there, and we were there to support each other. And I'm guessing it's the same amongst all the other student partners here. So we've got Hymantika as well, who spoke on the Power Platform. So hi, Hymantika.
Hello. So, this was the first event, such a large event where I spoke for the first time. And exactly a month ago, on the day of the build, that is on April 28th, I had started with the Power Platform. And since then, there has been no stopping. And I spoke on the topic, which was low code, no code, more power. So this topic is for everyone, even if someone is not from the technical background and is not as good in coding, even they can get their hands on the Power Platform. And I think that is quite a good uh, platform, or you can say that quite a good product by Microsoft, which can be used by anyone from individuals to businessmen and anyone who wants to learn about the various services that it includes. And from my perspective, I was having a bit of problems, technical problems, but the entire build team, they were very cooperative. They tried to make every end meet so that I did not face any problem. And I really loved the sessions that they used to hold, all those rehearsals and all. And kind of missing those now. Like it was a habit at that time that we had the back-to-back sessions and practice sessions. It was a very nice experience interacting with all of them at Microsoft. That's it from my side.
Thank you very much.
Amazing. Yeah, and just to mention that whilst we are getting to introduce most of our build speakers and what they spoke about, the ins and outs to you, we also have in the house some amazing folks here. Orlando is an MVP and an MSP. Hi, Orlando. Will you introduce yourself before we get back to Fancy? Yeah.
Hello, everyone. I really would like to appreciate to be here together with everyone, and thank you, Salman, for the invites. For who does know me, my name is Orlando. I am an MSP and Microsoft MVP in the data platform category from Brazil, and I accomplished Microsoft Build the sessions more focused from the students done, but more sessions more focused in Power BI and in Azure Machine Learning. I continue working with Microsoft BI platform. We're focusing in Power BI, SQL Server, and all the machine learning service focusing in Microsoft Azure. And I am MSP Gold too, and I really hope to have more MSP Gold, not only in my country, but more MSP joining the MVP program too, and really showing that it's possible to be part of both programs at the same time, even being a student.
Thank you. Yeah, no, it's a pleasure to have you on, and we're really grateful for you to be here. Orlando, having attended Build
and I think
last year and this year, he definitely knows a lot about that. So yeah, being an MVP and an MSP is a really awesome thing, and that shows how much of an impact he's had on his community. We have Fantip as well.
Yeah, and just before we bring in Fantip, Orlando has actually been an MVP for close to 2 years now, right? Because that was 2018 he became an MVP. Yeah, so it's been a while.
No, I joined a program in February from the last year.
Oh, 2019. Okay.
Yeah, it was February 19, and for me it was a surprise because I really say that if I received an award, it was because I was an MSP someday, and it's really common when you take something like the MSP program. You'll be like something, oh, I like Azure, but what is that from Azure? You're more interested in Power Apps, you're more interested in machine learning, in infrastructure. And when you are students, mainly in the MSP program, in some of your career, you start to imagine or figure out what area you want to focus on more. And it's what's happened to me. I was more focusing from data, from the data part, focusing in Power BI and SQL Server. And because that, I was nominated in the data platform category. But it's really an awesome program to have the opportunity to give feedback to the project teams about the service and some things similar, like to have some lead. The difference from the MVP to have one lead here in Latin America. It's be like Daniel for me. That Daniel is the PM local for the Americas. And it's really such an awesome opportunity to have some difference, and I really appreciate not only me but have some others student partners being VPs too. I think something that can happen and can happen in the case of the students.
Happen. Yeah. It can happen, and then it will happen. I mean, with amazing help you are giving us, or definitely we are all heading to that part, and then all this stuff. So I think Orlando would be joining us somewhere in 2 weeks from now to talk about Power BI. So he will have an exclusive session in MSPinspire. We've been planning that out for a while now, so he'll be coming in soon. Hi, Fantip.
Hello. So I still remember when I met Orlando in Microsoft Build in 2018. So yeah. So hello everyone.
Sorry. How much time? How much time did you talk to each other?
Yeah. So I'm Pansip, Microsoft student partner from Thailand and former Microsoft intern. So I was the co-guest speaker in the Power Platform session with Hamantika. So my session is about my Power Platform journey and the community in Thailand. Yeah, so it's nice to meet you all in this call. Yeah.
Amazing.
thank you so much for sharing that, Fantip. Yeah, he spoke about the Power Platform along with Hymantica, and it was really awesome to see their journeys. They were on the main page and everything. It was really awesome. We've also got Olumide here. So Olumide was part of the student panel who spoke about hackathons and how you can succeed in hackathons. There was a panel having different Microsoft student partners along with our program manager Pablo Villamendi, and they spoke about tips for hackathons. I think Olumide said he's been at 4 hackathons or like a few hackathons. Like it's hard to count. But yeah, Olumide, do you want to talk a bit about that?
Hi everyone, I'm Olumide Ogundare, MSP from Nigeria, and Microsoft Build was amazing. I know I've been saving for Microsoft Build for 48 hours content. I need to save for data, right? And it was a great experience, right from the keynote session up to my sessions, down to the end of the Microsoft Build. I had 2 sessions. The first one was pretty early for me. It was 6 a.m. But Microsoft Build is really big, right? And it's another opportunity for me to inspire people. So I had to stay up early as 6 a.m. to attend the session. And it was really insightful for me because not just the people listening to me that learned a lot from this, I also learned from my fellow MSPs. I know we had Joshua on the call, we had Omo on the call, we had Kushbu, so many amazing MSPs also sharing their experience about hackathons and sharing success tips on what you need to do to win hackathons and all. So for me, it was great sharing my experience with all of them, everyone on the call, and also those listening out there. And also, I also had another build session. And this other build session was really important to me because it was Africa connection between communities in Africa. And it was great featuring my community's COVID-19 bots at that session. We had a bot that we built and it was featured at MSBuild, and it was great featuring it. I talked about the MSP program in Nigeria and how much impact it made. I also talked about the collaborations we've been having with MVPs and the cloud advocates in Nigeria, and how we've been able to even make more impacts and reach out to more people in Nigeria with this connection. So it was really great speaking at Build. It was also great hearing from every other person, every other speaker at Build. I was really inspired, really. It was a great session.
Awesome. So that was Olumide talking about all the amazing stuff that he shared Build. We have in here, yes, you can see him, and he has an amazing wallpaper. Vedant Bahel. Hey, Vedant, what's up? How are you doing?
I'm smiling from that much time, and I was like, oh, when did I get the opportunity to speak? I was like, I have tons of things in me, and I just wish to drain that out.
Let it all out.
So, hi everyone, and I wasn't the speaker, but I was one of the active attendee of MSBuild, and I can prove that out because on the very first day I was awake, I guess till 5 a.m. over here. Like in India, it was like 5 a.m. and I was awake the whole night just because I was attending some of the MSBuild session that I was excited about. And yeah, there were big announcements which happened. More likely when I started with this session right now, when we started with this session, I was just listening to all of you, and it was so exciting because I could feel the excitement that you experienced as a speaker at MSBuild, and that was really amazing.
Yeah.
Well, awesome. So one of the things we're going to be having in this session is that we'll be having some number of people who will be joining us and then joining us and going. So you'll be having some folks, some friends that you are familiar with joining here and there and talking about exciting things that they learned during Build. And Kita, someone in the chat is giving you a shout out, saying that, your session was amazing. So shout out to you.
Oh, that's great. Also, I would like to mention we do not have Sabiha and Sambhav here. Me, Sabiha, Sambhav, and Salman was a really nice team. I really thank them all because they helped, all the night sessions, all the, meetings that we had. And as Hemantika said that, yes, we do miss them all. Next day, I was like, okay, I don't have anything in my calendar. My calendar was like empty. So yeah, but I missed all of it. It was really nice. It was really nice actually, and thank you for liking the session so much.
Yeah, like
Amazing.
we had calls like as soon as we like found out, I was like, hey, let's make a group on Teams, let's make a group on WhatsApp, and we had like so many calls. We were just like scheduling how we like even like before preparation began. We were just like, okay, this is what we need to do in case we had like so many backup plans, and it was like we ended up making like a trailer. We ended up making YouTube content like. I think between us all, we had like 7 videos we popped out, or nine videos on MakeCode content before build even began. So yeah, I mean like we've grown as like connections between us, not just as because we're all speaking, but because we enjoyed working together, and we're pushing this forward. We're like
Yes.
working together more, and yeah, it's definitely after build. It's like, how do we keep doing this more? How the journey doesn't end here. How are we gonna keep inspiring people? Because it's a platform for us to propel from and grow more. And yeah, there's definitely something which has given us a lot of experience as well, to see how they work behind the scenes as well, and to see how we can learn from that and keep teaching people. And yeah, it was amazing to work with every single individual. Ankito was amazing to work with because
Amazing.
both of us were working in Minecraft. So it was a real throwback for us into being a kid again. So yeah, it was especially the
Awesome.
feedback from the events.
You get to play games and do sessions.
Exactly. I even showed off the world we made for Dawood's birthday. That was on
Yeah.
build. So everyone basically who took part in that was
Yay.
basically on build.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was amazing to see me being featured on Build. I was like, oh, okay, I'm on Build. Okay, so amazing takeaways that we have a lot of people that took amazing sessions, and we had amazing speakers. We had all of you. We had Satya Nadella giving us keynotes. We had Scott. We had a huge amount of people. So let's just take a key takeaway from Vedan. Vedan, what did you take away from MS Build? Anything to share with us?
We're down to you on the spot. One thing from the whole of build.
Oh, what?
You're put on the spot. What's one thing?
Yeah,
Okay.
one thing
That
that
you
you took from Build.
There isn't one thing. I'll definitely take more minutes, like not more minutes, but more things to tell. So first of all, starting with Student Zone. So it's the best. I guess that's because of the host of Student Zone, which made it best. But it was amazing. It was like fun. And next, the important thing was, so in last few days I had been working on Android application development and mobile application development. It was fun because I downloaded Xamarin. I was working on that, and I attended the session of FAQ about Xamarin. It was like Brandon and David and some of the Xamarin teams from Microsoft, and they announced the MAUE, the MAUI, like which is the upcoming edition of mobile application development for Visual Studio Code, and that's amazing. I mean, I'm so excited about it. Again, one more thing, like if you remember, James Phillips said that 500 new applications will be made in next 5 years, which is considerably much more than last 40 years. So that's so exciting. I mean, 500 million new applications. That's super cool. I mean, I cannot believe it. And one of the applications which they told about in Live Ops, the application for doctors. So they have a game for doctors. Microsoft has developed a game for doctors, and can you imagine doctors playing a game where they are studying about, which significantly helped them develop their profession. So they are studying out how to make incisions on someone's body and stuff on a mobile application. That's insane.
Yeah.
And at last the major announcement which happened, and if you didn't witness this, go in now and experience, because one of the major announcement was the Learn TV. So did you see that?
Yes. Yes.
aka.ms/Learn TV. That's
Literally,
exciting, really.
yes.
And
That was so good because as soon as
So
Build
good.
finished,
Yeah.
Learn TV is on. So it's incredible. It was like as soon as Build I was ready before Build was even finishing. I was like, okay, when is the the withdrawal symptoms gonna kick in? Like when am I gonna start feeling like, oh, I'm so used to seeing like content non-stop. I had like 39 minutes of sleep after the first day going into the second day, and I didn't want to go to sleep because I had my talk the next day. So I was like, okay, 39 minutes of sleep. I can either be more prepared and be awake for the event. I could watch more content, and I was watching all the student partner content and stuff, right? But it was like, no, I have to stay up. I have to watch all this. But then I also was at risk if I went to sleep. Well, I was going to miss my talk. But it was like that but I didn't feel tired. That's the thing. It's like euphoria. You know when you get euphoria, you're so happy and you're like, just everything, just like sleep doesn't matter. It's just like that. Like a huge shout out to like Sarah and the team, like Sarah Guthaus, amazing people. They just, everyone in the administration side of things who just organized Build, they made it so seamless for us. Like it felt so simple and easy. And like, I can't, like, the date was the same for Build, like everything. It's as if it was normal.
It was well planned. It was amazingly planned. I loved every bit of it. And Sarah didn't even sleep. I guess.
Yeah.
She was just there. I mean, inspiring the student zone, and it was really amazing. So what we will do is that Vedant, can you post the link to Learn TV in the chat? On YouTube, so that people can follow it up. Vedant, any last word from you on what you took? We would have you come back to join us in some minutes after we have amazing folks joining as well. So any last word from you?
Yeah, so lastly, I would say I was very sad when Build ended. So it was like, oh God, it was like 2 days of excitement and now nothing. But when I watch Learn TV, so it's like, it keeps your exciting running because it's something like Build. You can experience Build from that. So make sure you see, because I was attending one show from Chloe and Brandon last night on Learn TV, and it was exciting. They were playing Scriblio on the Learn TV. So that's awesome. And yeah, so make sure you stay tuned. I'll be back. Bye.
Bye, Vedant.
Yeah.
Also,
all right. Thank
all
you
the
so
content,
much for joining us. Yeah.
All the content on Build is available on demand as well. So if you missed anything, just go to aks.ms/build, aka.ms/build. You can find anyone who spoke from the call. If you want to check out their talks, just search for their name, you'll find it. So Sundareshwar, I want to know your key takeaway from Build.
There were so many like big announcements. One is the biggest thing is like Microsoft did announce something, a healthcare thing that allows doctors to like telemedicine through Teams. And the big things, yes, the most awaited feature that the Project Reunion, in which the Windows desktop apps and the Universe Windows app would finally be combined in the same thing, and the Power Toys. And yes, till now Google Docs used to rule the online document editing stuff. Now Microsoft back with their fluid document thing. So these were the like big announcements for me, and of course the Linux GUI apps
and the Windows Package Manager. Oh my, that's
yeah.
Along with code spaces. A lot of
Winget.
Oh, Winget.
Those are love for Windows developers.
Like Power Toys mixed with Winget installed.
Yeah.
I have my shortcut running for Power Toys right now.
Awesome.
It's incredible.
And you said about the Tom.
Sorry.
No, I really would like to comment that you said about the fact Build being a one event, and the main challenge you continue to promote the interaction between the participants. Even being online events like you posting the social network and post on Twitter, I I don't have the habits of using Twitter so much, but when I use it during build, I saw that it was insane. The total of people posting about the hashtag and the hashtag MSBuild interactive with the sessions and seeing everything, and it really was such amazing seeing how a huge event like build, even being online, how you can find ways of promoting the interaction between the participants.
Absolutely. It's I think that everyone can join, and that's like, at least if you're 14, and that's amazing, right? The student zone only started last year, and now everyone who has been able to join in, whether or not you're in high school or older. And a big focus as well of the student zone is not just aimed at students, it's aimed at people who are potentially, Donna mentioned that you could be a career switcher or someone who's just new to tech. And yeah, that's really empowering. Dawood, what was something
Yeah.
a big takeaway for you from that event in general?
Awesome. So I actually think all the sessions were key takeaway, but I drive inspiration from every bit of thing that happened. And when I actually heard Scott saying that, talking about Jason, but not Jason as a human being, Jason as a code, uh, I was like, maybe it's time I do some episodes on teaching people how to use JSON, JavaScript object notation. So that was a key takeaway for me, and hearing Satyan saying that we are building Microsoft Azure as the world's largest computer, if I'm correct. But that was one of the statements he made, and then I was like, wow, this is actually true, because Microsoft Azure has everything that we need today. Whether you want to host website, new features are being added. One of the things that really was talked about was the Azure is it Azure Static? Is it
the
app or something?
hosting the static website.
Exactly. And as a web developer, that was actually a key takeaway for me. So immediately they announced it. I mean, the next day or stuff, I just went and then I made sure to try it out. So yeah, so that was really a cool thing. I'll just put it in the chat so you can try it out yourself. It just helps us to build application without having to go and then copy your having to do the CI/CD your own self. All those things get done for you very quickly. And one more thing that was talked about was actually code space. Code space from GitHub, which will just allow you to be able to view a code resource right in GitHub, and it will just open up Visual Studio Code for you, so you can view it up, code from there right away, which means that you can code anywhere, whether on your phone, whether on your Surface Go or Surface Book, you can do it there. So that was a key takeaway for me.
Yeah. The thing with Codespaces is that it's the ability to just launch Visual Studio Code wherever you just have a browser. So this whole idea of using an iPad or tablet as a device to code on is incredible now. And that's it's got the ability, when Dawood was mentioning the whole GitHub thing, you know how you can go and clone a repo with that button, you can open it in desktop GitHub or download the zip file. Now you can go ahead and open it straight in Codespaces, which is pretty insane. And this whole, as Dawood mentioned, the static web apps, Azure static web apps are incredible. The ability to make stuff serverless now, that's insane. No need for running costs. Web apps I'm running on my containers. I have like 7 running at the moment on Azure. So it's insane now that we've got static web apps there for people who do web dev, and just hosting the Discord bot and stuff like that, hosting the Microsoft Teams bot, Telegram bot. Yeah, it saves us, it makes everything nice because we're doing DevOps and stuff. So yeah, I see we have Akshita Sharma has joined the call. So hi Akshita. So yeah, I think you're muted.
Yeah, You're muted.
Okay, hey everyone.
Hey.
Hi. So excited to hear from you.
Okay, I'm gonna talk about MS Build, like what it actually was about for me. It was my first MS Build session ever. I didn't know it was amazing. There was so much to learn and so amazing speakers. I'm just confused how to start with. Well, there's something which really got my attention was Misty the robot. It's a robot. I really want to have that one day now. so it was conducted by April and Chloe. So what basically they showed a demo of how to use Misty, and Misty was a robot who is locomotive, and it was multi-dimensional entity as well as multilingual as well, which is a benefit in all aspects. And there are certain languages which I don't know. Misty can teach me. So they were major takeaways we learned on how Misty works, and we saw a demo on how Misty could take selfies and share with our BFFs. Like it was coded using JavaScript and the Visual Studio Basic, and it was in short, it was completely amazing. Like there was so much to learn from it, and I've just started learning JavaScript. So anyone who started learning JavaScript, Misty, because it is completely beginner friendly. There are so many JavaScript extensions also available on Visual Code. If you just go to mistyrobotics.com and you can just find the link there, you'll find all the codes and all this everything you will need just for the session, just for get started with that. And it's completely friendly, and there's so much to take back. I'm still confused on what do I describe about it. Because okay, how would you guys like to use Misty?
Actually, you were much confused than anyone I know in the world. Because I actually told you to just pick one thing to talk about, and it was like, okay, I'll talk about this, I'll talk about that. I was like, no, one thing, not many things, one thing to talk about, right? So it was amazing.
It was so much to learn, and I've learned so much new stuff and explored so much in technology. I've not explored so much in the past 1 year as much I explored in the past, this past 48 hours. They were like so important and so amazing.
Yeah, Misty
So
was.
how would you guys like to use Misty?
Oh, I saw someone talking about the whole using it with. I know that this is me actually. I was talking about using it with the bot framework. Seeing the integration using Twilio is Twilio, right? That SMS thing, and using all the cognitive services. That's incredible.
Yes.
And the ability, it's so human. It just reminds me of the film WALL-E, and you have the Eve, the little Eve robot, and it's so incredible. Because they even showed off at the end of the talk, it was talking about how it can detect faces and everything, and that just reminded me of my university project which I was doing, and which was using a little robot dog to scan people's faces, detect where they are, put that into Data Fusion, and I was like, wow, this all just links, and I just wanna keep just everything they showed just is incredible. Misty was insane, and On and Chloe, wow, they're such great presenters. They also hosted the previous interns who did the musical. That's something you should check out too. That was pretty amazing.
Well, Salman, Misty sings as well. So, when you play piano next time, you can have Misty next to you singing.
Yes. Oh my god. Yes, that would be awesome. Hey, what in terms of what the student zone next year, what would you all want to see? We want to make, as students, as MSPs, Microsoft Student Partners, and the future new program, which will be the Microsoft Learn Student Ambassadors. If we had an impact on that, what do you think we should all do? Because we can try push for ideas, and it's eventually, if we can prove it's going to be good, then why not? So brainstorming, anyone got ideas? I see all of you thinking, your eyes are going to the top left. So I saw you do that, and Kita, what's your ideas for next year?
No, actually, instead of you see like how many MSPs joined this time in the student zone. As a speakers, I would really like if more of them can, more of us can participate as as a student zone, and as us students from the student partner community. So I don't have any idea as such now, but yeah, I would really like if more people from us, our community, can join in student zone as a speaker.
Absolutely, yeah. How about you, Fanta?
I think we should showcase some more projects from MSP side and to promote the Microsoft Learn Student Partner, Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador program to let everyone know about this program to join. Yeah, and yeah, a lot more speaker from the MSP side would be great. About to see how at MSP as a community we can contribute to our local community, yeah, to showcase to our world, yeah, right.
How about Hamatica, Orlando? You got any ideas as well? I definitely think these are very, very awesome things, having projects, having
Yeah,
for
and
MSPs.
yeah, and
My thing, actually, I thought that most of the things that I've learned, be it from the Power Platform or any other thing, I have learned it from the learning parts of Microsoft, because I think that the descriptions and the docs that Microsoft provides, they're quite precise. And for people like me who are not a fan of courses, they can easily grip a new technology by Microsoft. So I think that if more people joins this program, they'll learn about the Microsoft technologies. And I think that what I couldn't learn in the past 3 years of my undergraduate study, I could learn more of it in my 3 months of MSP program. So, yeah, I think that, if we put a learning into programs like this MSBuild, and if we see that it was an online event, but it did not feel anything like less than an offline event, we had almost 230,000 attendees all over the world. So I think that if such an event can bring such a big impact on the entire world, I think we as MSPs can do the same. And it's just the start. From the next year, we hope that there will be more and more participation, and more MSPs will be benefiting from the learning path and will be participating as well.
Yeah, this whole launch of Learn TV is incredible, because it's like literally all day long there's just going to be content available, and that being there is another way. Microsoft's making it really awesome. This whole as well, they've made 3 courses from really good universities. So you've got CMU, you've got Berkeley, and you have Oxford, who have these courses. So like there's one on Azure management, and I think there's one like on cognitive services, and having higher education mixed in with Microsoft, integrating the technologies of things you don't, as Hymantica mentioned, stuff that she's learned in these past few months from Microsoft Learn, way more that she's done in university. That's a huge statement. And now bringing those two things together, bringing in these top universities with Microsoft Learn, that's a game changer, I think. Because it prepares you for not only you're validating it with these good universities with industry knowledge. Yeah, Orlando, you were about to say something?
Yeah, and I really agree about the point that you have more MSPs talking. It's very common in this kind of events like Build and Microsoft Ignite. You have many MSPs talking. It's really normal, because generally on these events you have Microsoft employees, our MVPs talking, and I think it's really amazing in bringing more MSPs talking. It's not only because you give the opportunities to MSP talk in this event, and because I see that for you, someone, and for other students that are talking for the first time in Microsoft Build, it's a really huge thing and a really huge achievement. Like, oh, I will talk in an event like Build, and I think that for a student, it's mean a lot. It's mean a lot, not only for that student, but for the students that are seeing the students talk in a big event like Microsoft Build, and we're seeing that students who are like, oh, that students are inspiring me, not only for talking in a big event, but inspiring the students in inside participative communities. And mainly, I have a think about one of the really awesome things about programs like MSP. It's really you show students that what is the content students can have goes beyond what the students see in the class. And events like Microsoft Build really show that, really show you search content outside the class, and many similar MSPs talking. I have the opportunity of talking Microsoft Ignite that happening here in Brazil, in São Paulo, and I have the opportunity of talking community I have here, and I manage this community together with MSPs like Jean, like Bruna, like Rogério, and that MSP here from Brazil, that is Nerdzone. We talk about this community and how you manage the community and how we organize ourselves to host the events we do here in Brazil. We're making online events right now, and we having this our session, the manager from Microsoft Brazil watching us. And for us, it's something like, whoa, we have the manager from Microsoft Brazil watching us in your humble session. And it's what they call community sessions, where they call some communities. And it was like the sessions that we have the session what's in Portuguese and in English, and the local sessions, like I don't know if you see, we have some sessions that are in local language. It's like these sessions, but it's a session for communities, and the community having in Brazil that me, Rogério, Gian, Bruna, that as other MSPs here in Brazil we participate. And we have the opportunity to talk about this, and I really see that by events like Ignite, and I really see this by events like now. You not only have the opportunity to talk, but you inspire the students to join the community. And it's the thing that I really say in Brazil, that you don't need to be MVP or be something to start to contribute to the community. You can be MSP. You have the same resources, you have the same benefits, you have access to a huge community that don't think so well like with this too. And I really happy to see that. I really happy to see more MSPs talking and MSP program growing, mainly in Brazil and Latin America. I know that other countries have more MSPs than here, but the thing that I think it's really amazing to have the opportunity to have MSPs talking, mainly to you inspire other students to start participating of communities too, because sometimes these students don't have idea that all this ecosystem of technical communities and academic communities not only have a community that you talk about topics more advanced, because I understand that when you learn something like a student zone or anything that is more related to students, normally you talk some things about more basic. So introduction to C#, introduction to your chatbot, introduction to Python language. It's a little different if taking the contributions of MVP program like as well, because from MVP you have something more advanced about your talk, about the technology you need to talk and cover when you are doing your presentation. But I think even when we talk about something that is an introduction for that MSP, that not on that MSP, but that the students like launch to, it's something really valuable, something that really these students can be in some years like, oh, I started participating in a community because I watched some Dauda, friendship give your presentation in an event like Build, and really, and that really showed me, and like I want to participate in a community because I see some sessions of MSP in Build.
Yeah, amazing. Now, what you are saying is absolutely true. I totally agree with you. I mean, whatever we are doing as MSPs, it's really inspiring other people to do, same. Because I personally have it, and I know all of you have such messages on LinkedIn when you just get folks asking you that, hey, Orlando, how do I become MSP and how do I start running my own events? In fact, on MSPinspire channel, we have amazing folks that would just ask us, can we also start running events like MSP? So I was like, yeah, you can do it. I mean, we were MSPs and we're running events, so you can do it, and you can as well, apply to join us. That's really an insight from Orlando. Thank you so much for adding that. And I know MSP community, MVP community is growing very well because of people like you. Your contributions in Brazil is making a lot of people appreciate the effort and seeing how flexible they can also fit into this like you said, tech ecosystem, which is growing rapidly each day. Thank you so much for highlighting that part. We have here Manish. Manish, hi. Can you unmute yourself?
Am I hearable?
Yes,
Yeah.
you are.
Yeah, great. Yeah.
Yeah, so hello. Okay, so we have in the chat Pablo join us as well. Hi Pablo, thanks so much for tuning in. Pablo is amazing. I mean, he kept us engaged on Teams. It was amazing, sharing and
he was
watching.
the one who
MS
reminded us for every event.
Yeah, it was literally before build started. There was literally a call with Pablo. And that was amazing. And like he gave us
amazing.
all this opportunity.
So
It's amazing.
yeah, and that is one thing people don't know out there. MSP community isn't just about the codes, but we are learning amazing skills, public speaking, how to relate well with people. And I have personally been admiring how Pablo runs the MSP program very much because, it's like there's some compassionate, should I push it? Like some passion of making sure that we are all getting the most out of life, not just coding, but how we can climb to the top and all those stuff. It's amazing. Manish, can you add up what was your key takeaway from build?
Yeah.
Manish, you're not
like
cool.
for me, yeah. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah. So, like I was saying, the 48 hours that the event was going on, I think that every hour was learning something new from all the professionals over there. Like for me, I love the session that Rajesh Jha took for building the tools to work and learn. Rajesh Jha was an executive vice president for Office product, and he labeled Microsoft 365 as the world's productivity cloud, and he told that there were several announcements that he got it. So he told that as an integrated security and productivity solution, Microsoft 365 was a one-stop shop for everything people need right now, from remote work to telemedicine to learning. Like we can see, how was Microsoft 365 every applications in it was helping us. Then he told something great about Microsoft Graph, and I remember now too that when Salman took a session on Microsoft Graph, I was from them there. I was interested into it, and he told everything about it. And there were several key announcements. I came to know that people were spending more than 4 trillion minutes each month on Windows 10. That was a great announcement, achievement. It was great. More than 200 countries, there were 4 trillion minutes on Windows 10, and Microsoft Teams as a platform where people can chat, call, collaborate all in one place. There were more than 75 million daily active users and 200 million daily participants, which also generates more than 4.1 billion daily meeting minutes. So it helped over 180,000 institutions of over 175 countries for using Teams for education. So for me, this was the great achievement that helped people in this pandemic.
Awesome. So that was the key takeaway from Manish, how exactly talking about Microsoft Graph and talking about how Teams is used. I mean, amazing stuff.
Yeah.
That's
So there was also a fluid framework which was released by Microsoft, which is a web-based framework for creating collaborative apps using the new component-based architecture that they recently released, and you can have a look on it on the official site. It was great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was amazing. So I'm really excited that we are having this discussion because we are bringing the ins and outs of what you missed in Microsoft Build, and we're going to be sharing links to all the sessions that student partners posted in the chat, so you can follow up and learn from Samba, from Ankita, from Himantika, and Pantip. Yeah, I think so, and also Salman. Yeah, so and Sabiya, who couldn't join us today.
And
We will
Kishbu
share
and
all the
Josh
session
and
and
David
and Kushbu.
yeah, and it's incredible the things that were being shown. Yeah, Microsoft 365. They've changed it a lot in terms of what's now capable. You have this ability to have a connected experience across all devices. Now Windows 10, like recently, like a month or two ago, they reached 1 billion devices, and it's the way they're empowering like everyone with this package. The Office 365 package. You get Teams, you get the whole Microsoft 365 suite. You get the ability to have such a connected experience, and that's something that companies, it's really hard to compete against now, because you've got like Slack, but Slack's limited to a certain thing, and it has its niche market. So the ability to expand and serve all customers from that angle is really inspiring to see a company like that helping the community. And what I was gonna say as well, in terms of, yes, you can be a Microsoft student partner and start doing this sort of content, but like you can start before that. So before I was a Microsoft student partner, I used to meet MVPs. I used to do my whole Make Code talks. I used to do was not as a Microsoft student partner before. It was as just a student leading a society at university. So it's about transferring this knowledge. It's not about the title. Just if you have something to share,
yeah,
just
I
feel
think
like, yeah.
And Salman, did you notice that because of your passion about building a community around you, that's more of the contributions that you are an MSP as of now, right? And that's one key thing that I think the MSP program, they looked at. If you apply to become an MSP, they want to see you are passionate about building community, right? And by attending events and then collaborating with MSPs, MVPs, it shows how passionate you are about Microsoft products, and that was undoubtedly seen in whatever Salman was doing prior to becoming an MSP.
You said about your. Sorry, Salman. You talk about something.
Sorry, Orlando.
Salman, you're not muted, right? I just added to your point. You're not muted.
Oh no, yeah, I'm not muted.
You said. You
said
said about the interest of you.
So I was just gonna say, just like we have Nandini in the call. Nandini Sharma's here as well. We have so many Sharmas. We have Ankita Sharma, we have Akshita Sharma, now we have Nandini Sharma.
Hey everyone, I'm so glad that I'm here. I'm really excited. I was really, I was surprised by knowing that I'll be on a call with you awesome people. It was just so great, and I'm still so happy. I'm just excited about this. And about how Build happened to be this year is so much good. Like apart keeping everything apart, like the things have been happening. But there's been a positive side to everything. This Microsoft Build, I've been a part of Microsoft Student Partner, and this is so awesome. I've learned so much from just in 2 months that I just cannot count the things that I'm here. And coming on to my experience of Microsoft Build, I joined how like every developer is welcomed in the Microsoft society, and the session of Scott Hanselman and Alison. Which Alison, and then I'm pronouncing me as well. And so, yeah,
I think we lost you for a
second.
Just a few seconds. Though.
Yeah, could you yeah, we missed out of what you said. We don't want to miss your amazing words. So is it okay you just repeat that?
Take away, yeah.
Am I audible now? I'm so sorry. It might be my connection.
Don't be sorry. It's completely fine. We just want to make sure everyone gets to hear what you say.
Yeah, so I was just mentioning that Microsoft Build had, it has this a great impact on me, and I'll be learning so much more from getting back on the Learn TV and just going through the videos all over again and just actually implementing everything possible I can. And I've learned in these 48 hours a lot. Like everybody has been saying that, but yeah, for me too, it's been awesome. And the session that was every developer is welcomed, and there was Scott Hanselman, Alison Bishols, and Maggie Lager, Kyla Cinnamon. So we had all this widget power toys, and then Linux shipping in Windows. Like that's incredible. And we'll be having GUIs and GPUs and that, and how Alison actually explained that we actually have a GitHub on our phone now. We could see the repositories, we could go through our codes, and we could actually do a lot of stuff now. And there's so much more, and so much, everything is so much new for us. And getting to know all these things, it was just awesome. And also, how could I forget that Maddie Lager told us about Hot Restart and Xamarin. I just started learning about Xamarin through Microsoft Learn. Sorry. There it's awesome. Xamarin is awesome. I just started learning, and I'm already in love with it. And how she told me that Hot Restart and Hot Reload, any changes that I made in my GUI will be visible right away. So that's awesome. Everything was simply awesome. And I learned a lot, and I would more. And as Himantika Izuta mentioned, that your session was really awesome. And I just started with Power Apps yesterday itself. And I hope I do something out of it. I make something out of it. I loved your session. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Nandini.
Yeah.
Awesome. So you're having people coming in telling you how awesome your sessions were.
Yeah. It's a great experience.
Well,
it was actually awesome.
I was gonna say there's
amazing. Before Ankita comes in to give us a
the changes that were the things that were announced is incredible. A lot of them have been mentioned, but even a few months ago, this whole mission for Microsoft themselves to become carbon neutral, that's insane. And they I think they predict that eventually they're gonna get to the stage where they start helping the giving back, and that's insane. The whole planetary computer, this whole ability to empower the people with the team's background blur was made to help someone focus because they couldn't focus, but then it's helped. Things might get made for people with disabilities or people who have accessibility needs, but they end up helping a lot of the general people. And this is something Miri said in one of her events, is that yes, these things are things where they're made for people who might be disabled, but when you're carrying a mug in one hand, you're essentially disabling that hand to open the door. So if you focus on making and building things for those who are less able, you end up helping the world, because everyone basically will be disabled at some point, and that's incredible. Yeah. There's
amazing takeaway. Everyone at some point will be disabled.
Yeah, in terms of the actual statistics, though, I think it's 1 in 4 people in actual classified disabilities. I think 1 in 4 people in the world will have a disability at some point in their life. This is me talking about psychology. I used to study that, so that's where that fact is coming from. But in terms of a recap from the first day, there was you've got the 365 improvements, you've got Azure Arc, you've got Project Union, which Sundareshwar was talking about. You've got Linux apps, GUI, Windows Terminal, Windows Package Manager. The Fluent framework is now open sourced. Edge collections with Pinterest. You've got the Edge sidebar. You know, HoloLens 2 is now released in more countries. You've got that whole supercomputer, 250,000 285,000 CPU cores and 10,000 GPUs, which can be used for OpenAI. And then, you know, Azure and Microsoft Azure Synapse. Incredible stuff. And that's only a few things from day one. Okay. For me, it's something that they've never failed to impress me. It's just incredible. It's like I can go into an event thinking it's gonna be amazing.
Yeah.
And like I will set the bar super high, but then they just exceed it. They exceed it every single time. And that's why, I don't know. To me, Microsoft events, they're the fun stuff. Like people my age, they go to parties and they go to all this stuff. For me, it's Microsoft events. That's literally all it's been for me. This whole uni life for me is going to Microsoft events, and that's I don't know. I'm sure many of you resonate
it's
with
a key thing. It's a key thing.
Cool uni
It's a key
life.
thing for all of us to really adapt, and then it's a key thing for all of us to adapt, and then I mean, learning is fun, all right, and attending all these events, you know, they are fun, and then trying to build something that can really shape the world is fun, all right. So just keep doing the fun things. I mean, there are a lot of ways you can have fun. One of the ways is actually what we are doing. So just keep doing the amazing things, all of you. One thing I would just add in there is that we have Jim. Jim is a Microsoft employee, and he shared his session. He did a session on speech using, I mean, if you want to learn how to recognize speech using only a few lines of Python code, Jim handled a session. A few lines of Python codes. Jim handled a session on Microsoft Build at the student zone. So we'll put it in the chats and have you check it out. Okay. And Salman, do us a favor. Please post the link to all your sessions in the chat so that people can go check it out right away.
Yeah.
Okay?
So basically, in terms of the sessions, I made a PR. It's the PR is like it's a long PR, so it's gonna hopefully get merged in soon. But if you want to check out all the links to every single student zone session, if you go into the aka.ms/students@build and then you go check the PR, I've linked every single slide and recording for the Microsoft Student Zone there. Apart from some need to be added, but pretty much I think I filled in like 60 links to the sessions and slides, so go check that out if you want to get that. I will link that in the chat.
Awesome.
So yeah, I will link you directly to the PR because the PR has all the links for you.
Okay, so I think you should just try and then put it in the chat so that they can just check it out. Next step is that Ankita would be giving us a key takeaway as well in a few minutes, and we'll go back to Pantip to get some insight from him as well. But to say that Manish and then also Akshita, what is your last words to us? Give us some last words before we have you exit and have more people tune in to say hi to everyone. What are some of the last words? Let me go with Akshita first. Amazing key takeaway from Build you shared with us. What would be your last words to everyone to check out all that they missed? I hope you're not muted. Okay. Let's go with Manish, because I think Akshita might be muted or trying to get her microphone to work. Manish, are you there?
I am there.
So when you say
like I
Akshita,
will be just saying that guys do continue with.
I think not. Yes, yeah, that was Akshita. That was Akshita. But don't worry. Okay, Akshita is up. But
she's got her hand
let me
up,
just.
That's why.
Let me.
Thought you meant Ankita because I couldn't see Akshita.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't realize. Oh, you come to Ankita later. I mean, but we want to have some last words from Akshita and Manish. Then we basically go back to Ankita to take some insight from her. So Manish, go ahead and give us your last words.
Yeah, so I was saying that guys do continue with the Microsoft Cloud Skills Challenge, which is currently going on. And you can earn a free certification and also get a chance to like win one of the prizes in $45,000 if you are super lucky. So yeah,
Yeah.
I will just say this. Yeah.
Yeah, and the next lucky person could come from anywhere. So do not be afraid. You could be the lucky one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go back to thank you so much, Manish, for joining us for this session. We are super excited to have you, and then we hope to have you on some of our calls on MSPinspire. You've truly been a huge part of MSPinspire, always inspiring people every Saturday, 4:30 a.m., 4:30 p.m. GMT, 10 o'clock p.m. IST,
Yeah, 10 p.m.
and
IST.
9:30.
Yeah.
The Inspire time. Thank you so much for every wonderful tweet that you've always been making about MSPinspire session. Thank you so much. Next step we have Akshita. Akshita. Yeah.
Hey, so okay, yeah, as Manish told, we are going to, carry on with the Cloud Skill Challenge. And I don't believe it's lucky, it's just the skills you gain. And again, Cloud Skill Challenge is another platform where we get to, learn more. I also want to learn Power Apps, and I think that's a great start. So to learn Power Apps, and yeah, let's all participate in it and be the best. I guess the one who wins it will be the best.
Everyone's a winner.
Imagine
Actually, everyone's a winner. Okay. The thing is, everyone who learns. Yeah.
Has a takeaway.
Yes, exactly. So,
yeah.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Salman.
No, you go ahead.
So Akshita has a takeaway from us that all of us should go out there, learn more. I mean, you go to, I think it should still be at mybuild.microsoft.com, right? All the sessions should be available.
You can just go to aka.msbuild. And
yeah,
if
you can just access the recording. One of the powerful words from Akshita, you can just access the recording, right? I mean, all the resources you want is just a click away. Just click, and then you should be there. And most of you are saying in the chat that we should have another episode to talk about all this stuff, because we can't exhaust, talking about everything about building just one episode. We highly salute that and we respect that. We promise we would have a slot to have some of you join us, just like today we are having some people in here. Yeah, so before we go back, hi Ganesh, thank you so much for joining us.
Yay, Ganesh is here.
Yeah, Ganesh is here. He raised his hand, and I think
Ganesh.
we're having someone to talk. So, yeah, Ganesh, go ahead. Hi.
Hi. Can you see me, guys?
Not
Yeah.
yet. There you
Yeah.
go.
Awesome.
Had an haircut.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining us, Ganesh. So we'll just take some quick.
Far too long.
We'll. Go ahead.
Yes, I was like, my hair was growing far too long. I was not able to sleep because of that.
What?
It was necessary to be done.
Can you imagine what it's like for all of us with long hair? Your hair is short.
Right now it is, but I don't know. I don't like long hairs. I like short hairs.
You know what?
Yeah,
The
so
solution
this
is? Just
actually
shave
means
it all off. It's quarantine.
Yeah.
No one might see you for a long time.
I need to come for some of your hair, so mine will be growing because it's always this way. You see how it looks like?
Ah, it's nice. No, you like the whole bushy
I have
look,
never
right?
seen a Dawood photo with long hair.
Yeah.
Never.
No, Dawood's hair grows like 2 centimeters, and he
Never.
says it's bushy.
Yeah, every week I have a haircut as well.
Every week.
So,
Every
yeah,
week.
mostly.
What?
Mostly every week.
I only
Mostly
shave
every
like
week.
once
At most,
every
like,
2 months or once every month, and you're cutting your hair once a week.
yeah, immediately my hair grows like 2 months or 2 weeks or 3 weeks. I start complaining. That means I need to go and cut it.
You should get.
I
You
just
should
want
go
it to be
bald.
this way.
Wait,
You're
Yeah. So
bald.
Ankita, before we go on with other things, Ankita, what are some key? I know you have a lot of key takeaway. We want to hear more from you.
Yeah, I would say that first of all, you can find all our sessions on the site; they're available. And secondly, you can go to Microsoft Learn, as it's not only for MSPs but or other. It's also free for everybody. So you can go there and you can learn. There are many awesome and nice learning parts are there. They're really beneficial, and you can take that benefit. And that's it. Yeah. You can use MS Learn
Awesome.
to develop your skills and learn more about Azure, techniques and etc. So that's all.
Yeah, I'm just gonna link
Awesome. So
everyone to the fork I made, because the fork has all the links nicely added. Right now it's not merged into the master branch of the repo, so if you do want to check out anyone's sessions from here, you can go ahead and try find them on that repo. Yeah, I was watching every single student and it was incredible. They all have so much to learn. No, I have so much to learn. I mean, I have so much to learn from them. I mean.
You were incredible. You were incredible. You guys are so amazing. It was super good to see all the demos that you had out there for people, and even your contribution to Build by doing that short video that's really got a lot of people excited to participate was really, really awesome. Thank you so much, Ankita, and then also Salman, Sabiha, Sambaf. That short video was really awesome. So before I go to Ganesh and then move back to Pansip, we Nandini, any shout out, anything to say before we go to Ganesh? You have some words for us.
Hi, I'm so sorry. My network is giving some issues. So yeah, I was saying that it was just awesome to see how excited everybody is about the same thing that I am, and we could learn and explore together and just be better every day. And yeah, about the Learn TV and the Microsoft TV.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think we've lost you.
Shit.
Hello.
Yeah, we lost you for a minute, but some seconds. But I think one of the key things that I heard
Now
was
it's
about
just so
the Learn
exciting
TV.
that hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Was I actually audible this time? I'm so sorry.
Yeah, you were audible.
Yeah.
You were audible. You got cut out like few seconds, but that was fixable. I mean, we all understood it. It's awesome.
I'm so sorry about
No, don't be. I mean, we truly appreciate your patience, and then with the slow networks today for you, you still tried your best to make it out, inspire other people, and give your key takeaway. We are truly grateful for that. Thank you so much. So we are truly grateful.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank
for
you.
sharing your words.
Yeah, and Nandini has some things planned up at the back. So I'm sure she would be soon, sharing it with all of you in the MSP community and then MSPinspire as well. She's planning something cool. I've heard of it. And with his mentor being Salman. Hi, Ganesh.
Yeah, we and Nandini are making something in Xamarin.
Yeah.
And platform. So actually, Nandini, an update. During build, I watched the platform do their stream, and platform now also supports macOS. So okay, platform, for those of you who don't know, it's like you build with XAML and C#. You compile for Android, iOS, web, UWP, and macOS now. and I think in the future it's coming to Linux. It's incredible. Yeah.
This is we can do.
It's amazing.
Just
Yeah.
keep us updated. Yeah.
I'll update you. I'll update you
Okay, so
later.
I just packed the mentee mentor relationship now, and you can hear them talking about what is behind the scene. They're really doing amazing stuff.
It's more. It's
so
not
hi,
about
Ganesh.
mentee mentor. It's like it's give people the ability to have that community at the beginning and have people they can build with and give people that platform. Yeah, and like I hope like Nandini's finding it exciting as well. We have our mentorship call hopefully.
I'm just glad and thankful to all of you for giving me the opportunity and just having me. I'm very thankful to you all.
Thank you so much for joining us, Nandini. We are truly grateful. Thank you so much, and then we hope to have you in a future episode. Bye.
Those of you in the mentorship call, we have a
Ganesh?
call this week as well. Ganesh is also going to be. He's right here. He's going to be helping us with our mentorship
Ganesh?
program. I'm taking his hair, which he's
Sure.
finding very annoying apparently. If you can see on the stream, I'm
Sure,
like poking his head and his hair.
Hi Ganesh. Would you give us your key takeaway, and then Pantip would get ready to give us what he found out before we end the episode, and then yes, Himantika as well would follow after Pantip. So Ganesh, give us some insights. A very quick one in 3 minutes. What was your key takeaway? What do you think people should really know?
So I'm not going to talk about all the stuff that then there was like 2 days of exciting stuff, but as being a developer and who likes to code stuff and build stuff, there were a few things that really get intrigued. It's like I got it catch my mind and my eyes, like, so the few things, all the announcements made by Scott Hanselman, they were like the most favorite ones for me. So he announced stuff about WSL2. He announced stuff about the Linux GUI apps being able to run inside Windows, and then he announced stuff which was related to you can code inside of Teams, so you don't need an IDE anymore. You can just like you type a chat message, you can go ahead and code stuff in Teams. That was really
was that
then,
let me just chip in there. Was that where we had Amanda and then also Scott to do the demo?
This was the demo where you type the whole thing. It's like you call the bot and you're like, hey, console.write line, and then it will reply to you with this thing. And that it's not just limited to command line things. You can start doing GUI stuff. So if it's too complex to reply in just text, it will launch something else. Yeah, Scott is jokes. He did that whole thing where he set his background as him. He left the room. His kid, he had the whole thing where it was like mini Kayla.
Right. Literally, when we had to RSVP the events, I just got into that stuff. I first searched for Salman. I RSVP'd his event, and then I RSVP'd Sabiha's event. Those two events. After that, I just got into Scott Hanselman. I RSVP'd all of his events. that much I follow him. It's
Scott's
like
amazing.
after that, I think after that, instead of these 5-6 events, I didn't watch that much. I don't know. I tend to look things from developers' point of view, and all of the stuff that I watched, it was pretty much exciting for me, and I can't wait, how they are going to implement that X server inside of Windows. But I think this is going to be updated really very soon, because X server is something which is running on Linux for like last 20 years. I know it's very stable, but they are implementing new thing which is called as a Wayland server. I don't know how they are going to port it, but that would be something more. And then the package manager thing, they directly install the MSIX package I think if they, implement it more in a better way, the package size could decrease dramatically. So the 80 MB files or the 60 MB files which we currently download, they would, decrease very much if they implement that package manager thing.
Oh,
I
love
don't know.
that so
Is
much.
it a Winget?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Winget. And then my friend made this website. It was like WinStore. The exact website WinStore.
Yes, I think I saw a tweet. I saw a tweet on that.
Yeah, he's
I saw a tweet
incredible.
on
He
that.
made
Really amazing.
Twitter. He made
for all the
WinStore.
things that we used to go to Linux for, now all of the things can be done inside of Windows.
In Windows.
Winstore.app. Everyone should check out Winstore.app. My friend, he made it in like a few days. I think maybe 1 or 2 days it took him. Like, he's made some amazing things. He's a student as well in London. So
Yeah, I
check
think
out
we are running behind schedule now. So we just have Pantip. Any insight we should take away from you, from your end?
Okay, so from my side, I would like to highlight two things. The first is the I like how we made it as a community, as the community come together for the 40th hour of Microsoft Build, right? The non-stop developer content, like, and how we share the good thing together. And the second one is I like every announcement at Build, but I want to highlight about the Microsoft team because we now have the more than 75 million daily active user, right? And at Build, we Microsoft announced that we have the streamlined experience for the developer to build and publish Microsoft team application from the Visual Studio and VS Code, and about the ability for the IT admin to manage and evaluate and the application in the teams. So I like about how Microsoft improved Microsoft team for the people to communicate in this time where the COVID-19, right? Yeah. Just a short insight from me. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, I've linked
So
the website
that's
in the
a key.
chat.
I mean,
Winstore, the app made by Mehdi, and yeah, he's incredible, Mehdi. Yeah, so check that out if you want to use the Windows Package Manager. And yeah, passing to Dawood, I would also add the whole Microsoft Teams has helped all students across every discipline. And it's like they provided the free licenses, all of that is changing the world. Like Zoom had like 2 day zero vulnerabilities. That's very scary. Google banned it in the offices. Elementary schools banned it. But you've got Teams to save the day, and just seeing the preview features that they have, which was showcased on Build, it excites you to see what they have in store, because they use this stuff, but you see them showcase it, so it just leaves you wondering what other cool things are they working on that we don't know about.
So that being said, actually I'll be sharing a link. I recorded a short tutorial on set up a Teams live events, amazing one. We did one on the how to set up Teams meeting, and over 600 of you have watched it, and it's really amazing, your feedbacks and the DMs that you give out. So we did one recently for how to set up live Teams events, MSPinspire. We will just give you exclusive look to it and the first 100 views, and then we will make it public to everyone. So Teams is amazing. Like someone is saying, a lot of things are coming into Teams. You can stay in Teams and then build mobile apps with Power Apps. You can stay there and then have to do with code in Teams. I mean, they are giving us all the functionalities that we rightly need to be able to do amazing collaborations throughout the world. And then sharing this, screen all across the globe is just amazing, right? I mean, we bring the session to an end. We are almost, closing. So any keyword for us?
So about the sessions, you have talked about you build a community, and one of the things that I think most interests, and maybe you thinking MSPs in that, it's to bring MSPs that have interests in common and something like, oh, I interest in the island machine learning, and I'm share, for example, my schedule with MSPs that I know that I interest in the island machine learning too. And beyond the student zone, I was more focused on in-build what sessions related to machine learning and Power BI. And maybe one of the key concepts that really takes my attention talk about Azure machine learning, it's how can sorry, it's how can work with the concept of MLOps that is okay. I have a machine learning model, and how I can see with the time how this machine learning model works, and how how many machine learning models I have to contain by some way, and that really takes my attention. But beyond that, it's how you can I have a machine learning model, and I want to work with this machine learning on the environment. And most of the sessions I wrote about machine learning in Azure Frozen was most of it way. And I think it was really awesome. I have already worked a little with Azure machine learning service that with this service you can manage all your, and for example, I have 10 machine learning models, and I want to know of these models, how many models I have working, how many models I have to consume, and if this model is working in production, he is current well or not in the environment I have. And I have a specific session too that caught my attention about ethics in machine learning. That okay, you already done machine learning, but when the machine learning you are doing with sensitive data of your users, and how can you work and be careful about this sensitive data of your users you are working. But most of my key topics that caught my attention beyond the solution, it's all about that. And I think about this concept of building communities. What I think is amazing in your promotes these things like, oh, I have a session about that, and I have a session about this, and you advise MSPs, for example, when the sessions are starting. And I think this is really awesome. You don't like groups of MSPs that have the same interest in common. The friendship sessions too about Power Apps. Microsoft has invested a lot about the integration. So, for example, I have an app in Power Apps, and inside of that app in Power Apps, I have the possibility of have a Power BI report inside. I have started to study Power Apps a few days, and I started studying more reports in these possibilities of integration, and how Microsoft too can bring all the offsets together, and all the possibilities. And another thing that really caught my attention, things and about how many improvements we have, not only in Teams but to support the access in the platform, meaning the time to live right now that have too many people in home. And I think that was too really amazing too. And my sites, about my sites, I think that I watched a friendship session. It was really really amazing. And one of the things that interests me a lot is around the app, but start to explore some possibilities of you have some integrations in all the Power Apps platform.
Did we lose Orlando for a second?
No, he just finished speaking.
No, here.
Oh, okay, awesome. Yeah, so that was amazing key takeaway from machine learning to using Power Apps. And it's really, I mean, Microsoft has made things so much easy. All of us can do AI. All of us can AI, right? All of us can collaborate. There's no bond. I mean,
I really agree with that. Microsoft has made something easy, and this is really truth. If you're taking machine learning, that what is I am more focused today, I will talk in my session here in MSPinspire, and it's really easy. You drag and drop some blocks and you build a machine learning model. Only drag and drop some blocks. You don't need no code for that. The same thing if you think about Power Apps, for example, you can build an awesome apps without no one line of code. The max I think you need to know if you use code is specifically custom you do your apps. But I think that really even Microsoft makes that things easier. You need to be careful in some specific scenarios. Like, okay, it's easy. Yeah, I build a machine learning model, only drag and drop some components, but I need to know what I'm doing. Even that thing it's easier. Even that thing is something like, oh, I only drag components and integrate them, but okay, but makes sense that what you're doing makes sense that model or that Power BI report, for example, we're doing that this report really attends some specific business you are dealing with, and I think it's really important to think about that. It's easy. It's only drag down things, but it's easy only drag down things. But you need to be careful if you're at the specific points for it doesn't
exactly.
Hey, I mean dragging drop models and I didn't settings because I want to create some things that I really doesn't know about what is, and I really don't know. It's I do it. I have if a lower course, but okay, but it works, and that makes me I didn't say it. But it's really important you have the modeling concepts, not only machine learning, but in Power Apps too. When I build a app, for example, you need need thinking some topics about the UX about that app, and if that app it's easy to use, and not only okay I drag and drop that come from my mind, and if that don't attend the specific business you have.
Yeah, so actually that was really a key takeaway. You heard what Orlando said, right? Orlando will be back on MSPinspire to inspire us about machine learning, to inspire us about Power BI and all those stuff. And he said it that you should be careful. I mean, the drag and drop is crazy. It's crazily awesome.
Yeah.
So you have so much power at your fingertips. You can do a lot. Salman, I just leave it up to you to share some last words with us, and then we can.
Yeah, I know I've been inspired by everyone in the community. Anyone teaching, it's something I love to see people do, and that's what every MSP does. So that's if you are looking to be a Microsoft student partner, we've actually got the new program, the Microsoft Learn Student Ambassadors, which you can go ahead and apply to. So do check that out. If you want to ask any questions, reach out to any of us on LinkedIn, check out the Student Zone, and you can find all the links to everyone's videos. We'd love for you to spread those in the community, because especially like if you're new to coding, these are for you. These are made for you. The Student Zone for people who are new to tech. So I was teaching Minecraft, so was Ankita and Sabiha and Samba were teaching arcade, and then you've got all these things about if you're looking to get into hackathons by Lamede, Kishbu, Josh Gamer and Sickman. So yeah, check definitely, and let us know what you want to hear next from the MSPinspire channel in general. We're all about that community, and we will keep doing this. And next week we're gonna have a great talk featuring more Microsoft Student Partner demos for the Power Apps demo day. So we'll have Donna, and yeah, this is gonna be awesome. Hopefully that will all be something you're interested in, and yeah, it's gonna be awesome. And yeah, hopefully you're all having a good time. I think everyone's looks like they enjoyed the session, so thank you so much. Thank you all so much for everyone who spoke on today's talk, and yeah, looking forward to talking with all of you later. Bye.